The statisticians have been hard at work crunching numbers in all sorts of different categories, and we can tell you that Paris Saint-Germain apparently are the favourites statistically to win the Champions League based on the last 10 winners and based on what they've been doing this year. This is what the bookies will tell you if you go and place a bet. Joint favourites at the moment, Liverpool and still Manchester City, followed closely by Barcelona and then PSG. So Stevie, it's all down to a number of different factors, this report that effectively says PSG are most efficient in front of goal. They were great in the group stage. They only gave up 2 goals to Real Madrid.
Oh, do you mean somebody got a bunch of stats and put them in a position that made PSG look like the Invincibles? Well,
I don't think they were trying to, but yes, it did, yes.
Well, that's the only reason they would do it, because, listen, if you're playing in a league which is inferior to at least 3 others, no wonder you're scoring goals and not letting too many goals in. But when it comes to the big games, when it comes to the Champions League, you have made an almighty mess of it, particularly over the last 2 or 3 years.
Well, yeah, they haven't made the quarterfinals even, and not even beyond the quarterfinals in the last 7 years.
And considering the squad they have now to the squads they had the last couple of years, there really isn't that much of a change. So a squad that basically bottled it, it's still the same squad, so why wouldn't they bottle it again? So the fact that this thing comes out, as I said, you can get stats, all the stats you want to show anything that you want to show, pretty much, and that's what's happened here.
On one hand, it's as though we're talking about, you know, the firepower, the irresistible skill of Neymar, who we believe will be involved in that first game against Borussia Dortmund. Now it's been confirmed by Tuchel. Mbappe, of course, their front firepower. And then you also talk about, well, they've got issues personality-wise, the diva side of things, and then just not being able to control games as they did at the weekend, which was a bizarre result where they ended up drawing the game. Where do you see them as they approach Borussia Dortmund?
Yes, they've got the firepower going forward. Yes, they've got the divas. But you can get away with that if you have a defence that is rock solid. You can put up with all the other stuff if you're winning games, and I shouldn't say winning games because in France they obviously are, but when it comes to big games, that's when you need everything to come together. And unfortunately for them, they haven't been able to do it. And as I said, the divas, the firepower, if you don't have a back line that's confident and you don't have a defence in the middle of the park that's confident that whenever it gets to that back line they're going to do their job, then it falls apart quickly. And that's exactly what's happened in the Champions League. You know, the leads they've had is, yes, there's your firepower. We've scored goals. Now you go and defend for us. And they can't do it. And I use the word bottle, and that's exactly what it is. Because you're talking about experience. You know, you talk about Silva at the back, you know, Marquinhos. You talk about experience. But they absolutely found a way to panic, lose their composure, give goals away, make poor challenges, pick up poor defensive positions. You name it defensively, they failed to do that. And guess what? The core of that defence over the last couple of years, who got themselves in such a great position in Champions League games before they bottled it, is exactly pretty much the same. So why would it change?
Do you think the quarterfinals are their limit this year again? Will they get that far?
I've got to say that I think they'll beat Borussia Dortmund, because basically it comes down to firepower. Who's going to score more goals? Because neither of these teams, when it matters most, have been able to keep a clean sheet. And so it's about going forward. I think PSG, with Neymar fit, Mbappe, Cavani, I mean, would any of Dortmund's front line get in that team? I don't think it probably would. So it's going to be a battle of the firepower, and I think PSG will have too much firepower for Dortmund.
Yeah, and that might give them the confidence maybe to pursue sort of the latter stages of the competition, or you just still think that they have a psychological weakness?
When you've blown so many leads in big games, it's always there. And it doesn't take an awful lot for the little switch to turn into nerves. And then when you're nervous, you make mistakes, and then all the dominoes start falling.
Okay, so PSG might look good on paper, they might look good crunched through a computer. Let's see if they look good at the end of the 2 legs against Borussia Dortmund and then beyond in this year's Champions League. What a watch it's going to be.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.